republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, everybody had a chance to read the minutes of the November 19th meeting.
Yep.
I move the approval of the minutes.
Second.
Been moved and seconded through the minutes of the November 19th. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any request to be out of state between now and the 17th?
If I make a request, will you send me?
Bahamas, huh?
Yeah.
I don't care.
And I don't know if you want to discuss the next.
Well, I was just gonna bring that up was, now the next meeting, the 17th, is the night of the school concert at the high school.
Is it the elementary concert?
I think it's
the high school concert.
a high school concert.
And the 24th is Christmas Eve. I won't be here.
Yeah, I'll be here, but I'm not coming.
So do we want to just do it?
Well, do we,
Can we do a noon meeting then?
Do we need to have a meeting? Well, we
Well-
will because there'll be claims to be paid.
well,
We
no,
can't
The
done
first
claims
meeting
without a
in
meeting.
January.
right. No, yeah, we've got to have something because I've got to swear in the new.
Yeah.
Can we
That's
do
not the first meeting in January?
No.
Oh, okay.
Last meeting in
Can we
December.
do noon on the 24th?
Really?
Or noon on the
Oh.
17th? Noon on the
Yeah,
17th.
I don't know if you.
So we can,
17th should work.
and
for
I
me.
don't even know if
Joe?
we even have to have a meeting. I can just do it.
Well, we could do noon
Yeah,
on the 17th.
do it like
and
a-
just-
A quick
The
new,
swearing in does not have to be at a meeting, we can do it just in the office.
Do we have
Right.
anything on the agenda for that meeting?
well, we're not. Should we wait a week and see if anything comes up and then
Yeah.
make the decision?
And should we say tentatively the 17th at noon, and then if we need to cancel, we cancel
Yeah.
it?
So we will have a meeting tentatively on the 17th at noon.
Okay.
And if we don't have a meeting, it will
If
be
we-
noticed.
Right, we can
I'll
call
make
you
sure Jerry
guys
calls
and,
Okay.
okay, unfinished business.
What?
States?
I don't think so.
What's that?
Request
No.
out of state.
No.
Okay.
Volunteer policy and application.
I move adoption of the volunteer policy.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Jill seconded. Is there any discussion?
So this is based on the template that we were given by MMIA and
MMIA
Jen-
went over, Jen
Jen went
has went
over.
over,
Okay.
so everybody is happy with it.
And the application and service project proposal based off the Eagle Scout project.
Right.
Proposal, I mean, very loosely based off, but like.
and MMIA was okay
they
with
were-
that?
Yeah. they were
Yep,
okay.
everybody,
So,
They-
so they're gonna fill out preface A, which is the receipt page.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
go through the rest of the packet, and on the service project proposal and volunteer application, they're gonna have to list
Yep.
every volunteer.
Yep.
Do they need their social and their age?
yes, they gotta have the social security number because that's the only way we can enter them into MMIA system.
And then they're given this receipt
And they'll
after
have,
they fill that out.
and they'll have to track hours for the project.
They have to do time, see, and that was my question. So do we have a timesheet that we're gonna hand them?
That's easy enough to put together.
Well,
It's just-
because there's
yeah,
not
it's
one in the
just-
packet, so I just wanted to make sure that we did have something that's gonna go with it for them. Okay,
Is there a timesheet that the city staff use? Do you guys have something like the timesheet? Yeah,
An
so,
internal one.
yeah.
perfect.
something
So
like
we
that.
could just do one of those because they're technically an employee,
For the
even though
time
they're a
they're doing
volunteer.
that.
Yeah.
So I don't remember what the guy said last time, but with the social security number, so if you had a group of,
Well, remember how to follow, work, like
Work
workman's
comp.
comp laws. So
Yep.
they couldn't be 8.
They had to be.
They had to
right,
be
no, they have to
14,
be,
15. yeah.
And did we find out how old
we didn't
they,
get an age.
was
on
it
that.
13 or 14 in the state of Montana?
I thought he said it was 14.
I
I
thought
thought it was 14. Was the minimum age. And then it was limited by hours.
Right. And that's
Um,
probably on,
Yeah,
you guys
most-
have a
yeah.
employment
No.
poster out there,
And
right?
most of that's
Should
gonna
be
be
on there.
either Boy Scout group,
Well,
Or
yeah,
something
and this
like
would be
that,
in the
which you-
event that there isn't.
right?
So Jill did have a question, and I think we all interrupted her.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I thought we were answering it. I apologize,
No,
Joe.
like that is my question about what's the deal with big groups like that of kids?
Well, it depends on what they are. If they're part of an organization,
Like
most
scouts.
like scouts
Or
are covered,
Lions.
Or 4-H,
Or 4-H.
yeah, you know, that kind of stuff. So
they have their own.
So they could be 8 under a 4-H or
Right.
Cub Scout shell.
right.
But if they're just like a group that wants to get together and volunteer, then they would have to follow the Montana labor laws.
Mhm.
Okay,
That's my
okay.
understanding.
And then, in here it says, under 3.0 volunteer assignments,
Hmm.
3.4, it says, it talks about organizations, and it says, in each of these cases, however, a special agreement must be in effect with the organization, school, or program. So do we have that already in place
I
with
think we
groups?
just
No, I think, so my understanding when I spoke to Jen Stutz after the last meeting is we'll just have to have a MOU, memorandum of understanding between the city and like the scout troop or the Cub Scout pack. And, submit the scout.
because really it's right here, organization,
Right.
contact
But I
information.
figured it would be easy enough to have a standing agreement, standing
Yeah.
MOU, is what I anticipated doing for scouts.
It also requires a proof of insurance from the organization to be on file with the city of Choteau, which is pretty standard operating procedure. Like when Brian Hagee does work for us, the tree trimmer, we have to get.
Well,
Right,
the
I
answer-
just didn't know if we had it with all the agreements like the school and.
Right.
I don't think we have anything like that in place, but I think as projects come up this will say we have to have that on
And in
file.
answer to your question, 2.4 says city of Shore requires volunteers to be 16 years of age and older. One exception to this rule is a service project volunteers of which area, so.
So, but we, could that be changed to 14 if?
Well, it follows, the next 2.5 says it follows Montana Child Labor Standards Act.
Okay,
So it's whatever the act says. We
Yes.
can't change the act. We have to follow the law.
Because I think 14 and 15 is only allowed to do certain
Limited
things.
use, yeah.
Yep.
And limited time frame too.
Yep.
So you couldn't be on for 8 hours or 5 hours. I think it's 3 hours a day.
I think it's 6 hours a day on weekends and 3 hours a day on school nights, if I remember right from working at Rex's. That was a long time ago.
Well, for me, our insurance put this together with our attorney, and so to not pass it would be sort of like, why do we employ you? And that's the way I see it. If this is the people we employ to give us counsel, give us this counsel, then this is what I think we should do.
Well, I had my question answered about the timesheets. It just we need to make
just
sure
a
it's
simple
with
way
the
to do it.
packet, so.
Okay, I call the question.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, under new business, the pledge securities is the money we have invested are secured with the institutions they're in is basic what it says. But there's no chance we can lose it. We don't have to vote on this or anything. Our auditors just wanted it brought before the council, so the council knew it. Don't ask me what the difference is, but that's one thing they wanted to make sure it was in the minutes that we'd been over it, that they are secure, all of our investments.
So, are these part of our reserve funds?
Mhm. Yeah.
Because it's a significant amount of money. I wasn't sure what our maximum reserve funds are.
No, we're running, because we've got to keep our reserves up there for our bonding. Your reserves get down too low, then when you're bonded, you don't get near as good interest rate.
Okay. So is it something that we vote on, or is it simply
No.
for our information?
It's for
Just for our
information.
information.
So we put a line item saying, yes, we talked about it.
That's right.
Mhm.
Minutes.
Yeah, Tom's got it.
Good job, Tom.
Everybody had a chance to look at the claims.
Oh, shoot, I haven't. Let's
Everyone
go
but
back to
Jill.
that.
And
Good heavens.
you're gonna see more claims coming through because
It's only the
they were
third.
really late. Northwest Energy mailed theirs out the 27th and we still haven't got it.
Well, there was a holiday and a snowstorm in there.
Yeah, well, you'll be getting an email from Jody
Okay,
on claims to approve.
I move we pay the claims.
Second.
Can you give me a minute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
for them, please?
I just wanted to get it out there so when you're done, that and go. No. Oh wait, I got the timer here. I'll just. That's only a 30-second shtick.
You can go on to others.
Were you just doing the Jeopardy one?
No,
Oh, okay.
Christmas songs.
Gotcha. It's not Christmas yet.
Holiday
Should we
season.
have Mike get going while she's looking these over?
Yeah,
Everybody get a report. You can see we had a big spike during the storm. We had to start bypassing Lagoon on Thanksgiving Day. I think we'll see what the snow melt does. We're really close to being able to handle it right now. I'm hoping we can stop tomorrow or the next day, but it's gonna be dependent on conditions. This is a very similar event to what we had in January of this year. Everybody remembers that. We had an ice jam on the river. The groundwater along Spring Creek flew up. Seems to be similar to the higher magnitude, could be more water now. Effluent samples are still good, and we have a lot of results we're waiting on for the holiday. We're continuing to look at this system, and we're learning a lot. We're finding a lot of the needles in the haystack in terms of problems that we can't do much about it right now because the water's so high.
Mhm.
But we know where they're at, we're mapping them, and it feels a lot better than it has in a while, even though it looks worse. Last week or so, I submitted a proposal to change some funding over, so we could maybe do some more lining. That's out for review right now. Water test all came back good. We had one small water leak we're working with the homeowner to fix right now. About the snowstorm, we had a lot of, we got some overtime in on that deal for the guys. But I think overall, we did a pretty good job. Part of that, we're working on alleys a little bit, but that's kind of a little bit now, so we can get things dried out a little bit, may not be back to that till spring. I don't know if you've noticed, we put out a survey, where people are getting flooded basements, and, so far we've had about,
15 last I saw.
there's.
1-5?
No, there's 16 on there, we've got probably 3 or 4. So we
Maybe
have about
20.
19 people respond. I think if you adult people are talking, I'd encourage them to respond. We're gonna kind of put together, try and wrap our heads around it. I'm gonna try and bring in Aaron Shetty from the NRC and Peter Fritz from Teton River to see what we can do to minimize the effects of this.
Is that mostly people affected by Spring Creek, or is it other parts of town as
in
well?
other parts.
Yeah.
There's kind of 2 general areas that it maps out pretty neat.
Okay.
I didn't put the map in here because, I don't know.
We just have to recycle it.
People want their houses.
You can't recycle it.
posted as flood basin, so,
Wow.
We closed the recycling down today.
Yeah.
And we're trying to still figure something out. It's very difficult because essentially cardboard and paper, are garbage. Nobody wants it. So we're gonna still, we've got a
Need to
few
find a company
ideas, but
that'll,
for the next week or
recycle
so, it's just gonna be
build a plant, yeah.
closed. And then we may try a couple things, but I feel like we need to have a transition to re-educate people rather than just jumping into a new plan. So we're just gonna close it for a week or 2 and then hopefully figure out some solutions that will help.
So nothing's working out with Pacific.
they're still trying to figure, every time I talk to them, they said we're still trying to figure out what we can do. And I don't know what that means. I know there's a lot of towns, everybody's in the same boat.
Mm-hmm.
Big town, little town, everybody. And so I don't know what they're gonna come back. I have some ideas. I think they're gonna come back and say, we'll haul it off for the X amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, we probably, we already do that. We haul garbage off. We do it and we pay more, people pay more on tax. That's where we're probably at.
Yeah.
Until things change with the recycling markets.
Problem is our dollar's so strong.
And that's about it.
Great. Thanks, Mike. Thank your crews. They've done a great job over the break, over the Christmas or Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Did you look at the claims, Jill?
Yeah, and I just have one question. The Wrestle Country ad, does the city pay for that, or is that money flowing through
That's probably money.
pass through?
Pass through. I'm sure that's a pass through.
Do you know, Tom?
That's T-Bid's one, isn't it,
Thanks.
Tom?
It says
Oh,
half
that's
page.
David money, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Russell
Central
Country
Montana.
directory.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Paid for an ad.
Okay.
Got
so
it.
it's
Not the
just
chamber
pass-
one, it's the T-Bid.
got it. I was like, why are we, what Russell
Oh,
Country
no, we
Federal
didn't
Credit
do
Union
that.
ad are we doing?
I checked the box.
No, we didn't.
Okay, we've got a motion and a
Motion on the
second to
table.
approve the minutes. Do we have any more discussion?
The claims.
For the claims, yeah.
No more discussion on my end.
More discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we approved the claims.
See, I passed. I checked it.
Jody didn't leave anything more for you, did she, Tom?
It was just the next meeting.
All right, the next meeting. Okay, any public comment? Steve?
Couple quick questions for you, Mike. Well, first of all, thank you for your responsibility on the flooding. I appreciate that immensely, and I know the citizens that I communicated with were very grateful for, you getting stuff out there and getting information and gathering information. Well done to you also on the TSEP grant. I saw the state put out that we got that one for the sewer stuff.
Yep.
And then I had a question about alley plowing. Is there a schedule for that, or is there no, there's no, it's just, are you gonna get to it, or is it just,
Yeah, I think, it's not something I don't think we really did before.
Okay.
We just when we get a chance, we hit it, and after this storm,
Mm-hmm.
it was necessary to get the garbage truck.
Yeah.
The guys like to Baja through, but, it's too hard on our truck.
fair enough?
You don't want to get some big old mutters on the garbage
I don't
truck?
wanna end up with broke down garbage.
That's all I had. Thank you very much.
Stewart?
I just continually get praise for your crew and how good they are and how thankful people were to be able to get around town, especially on Thanksgiving Day.
Not anywhere else.
Yeah.
But we have a very, very good crew.
Yes.
Yep.
Everybody works hard and cares about their jobs, and it's very, very nice. I would let them know.
Thank you.
Jill?
Are we going to have a Christmas party?
Oh, yeah, we are. What's the date?
Oh,
Maybe on that one, Tom, huh?
yes, we are planning on the 27th at the bowling alley. I am headed down there right after this to confirm that date with them.
We'll get an email out when we know for sure.
We're shooting for Friday, the 27th of December.
Okay.
And just don't forget this Saturday, Christmas stroll.
What's a Christmas stroll?
I hope to see you all in the parade.
Yeah, probably will be.
That was directed at Rich.
I know.
She was staring right at me.
Last 2 years, I've missed Christmas party in Great Falls.
We put the roller in.
Hey, man, let's go down there. Everybody has to have everything the same day.
I know.
Uh-huh. Tell Great Falls to change theirs.
They come up with
Mark.
a car show this year,
Ah.
first time in
Right.
forever.
I don't have anything. We already answered the question, or I had written down on meeting.
Just the zoning permit report real quick, Helena Welch for a new fence. That's the only one I have for the number.
Good.
Move to adjourn.
Take a second.
Do we have a public comment? There was
We
no
did
public
already.
comment?
No public.
We did it before you asked us.
Sounds good.
It was a little out of order this year.
Yeah, that's right. Peace out, home sports.
See, you could have
I
done
didn't have it until.
that. I give you your chance.
Oh, that's right,
That's
that's right.